Welcome once again to Starseed Rising. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're enjoying your week so far. Okay, and had a good weekend. Okay. Um, and thanks once again for joining into this channel. I would like to thank all my viewers, my subscribers, my supporters, anyone that's tuned into my channel who have left comments, click the like button. Thank you ever so much for your support, whatever you did in the past or what you're about to do now is well appreciated, and it does help the channel. And if it's your first time, welcome. Today, okay, I just want to talk about especially what's going on at the moment. I know that a lot of people are disheartened about what went on, especially if you were paying attention to the US elections, okay. But there are also other things that's happening, and it's specifically um, which are affecting the Black community, all right, or I should also say people of color at this present time, all right, especially um, in regards to things like such as I would just say immigration, okay, um, all the laws, the new laws, regulations, rules, whatever that's taking place, a lot of discussions about reparations, okay. Um, but anyway, I thought it was very necessary for me to do this video, okay, because I just want, and this video, okay, if you are um Caucasian, you're welcome to watch and listen to this video, but this video is specifically addressed to Black people and people of color, and is to just tell you to please pay attention, okay, that um the reason why, okay, um God, I call him Allah because I'm a Muslim. The reason why a lot of these things are happening, the shock results about what happened in regards to the US elections and so forth, um, you know, I, is that the Most High Allah, the Creator, okay, is creating those sorts of epiphanies or tower moments, okay. So you as a viewer, if you are a Black person or a person of color, to heed the call, okay. Now, I am not really someone that goes too much into politics, or but at the same time I'm not ignorant of what is happening at the moment, as I said earlier, you know um and I will just tell you about a few things, okay, that people, because I watch other viewers, okay, and some of them are, I can consider as mentors, okay, because I remember this gentleman, okay, um who uh is the host of Affinity Waters, Ralph Smart. He says that the word government, okay, means to govern someone else's or the mind of a people, okay. And this was also stated by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, who is the leader of the Nation of Islam, which is an organization, a religious organizations in America. Okay, and he also said, if you were to break down the word democracy, okay, because he says that when you break down the word democracy, the word demos, okay, as well as um, Chrissy, okay, first came from Greek, or from Greece, I should say. Okay, then it was converted into Latin, okay, and then into English. And he says basically, democracy it means the rule of the devil, okay. And he also says that democracy is a system invented to enslave the mind. Okay. Um, and it's the same with if you were to really understand of good government, it means for a particular government to govern someone else's or the mind of a people. Okay. And again, if you are a fan of of Bob Marley, if you listen to one of his songs called Revelation, he goes on to say in one verse in the song, never trust a politician. They will always want to try to control you forever. So, you know, and the reason, okay, another reason for this video, okay, I just wanted to cover um, the issues regarding immigration or immigration matters. Okay, and because I know at the moment a lot of people are having concerns. Okay, a lot of people are talking. This is what a very popular topic at this present moment, especially after Trump winning the presidential elections. Okay, um, and also watching other videos published by Afropose, Historical Africa, Uncut Africa Live, Travel and Jobs, as well as Infinite Waters, okay, hosted by Ralph Smart. And you also have some videos published, okay, called the Africa News Network. Okay. And you know what, but after watching these videos and all what's going on right now, especially with what's all the things that's happening in the world, and again regarding this topic about immigration, okay, it just reminds me, okay, of the story in the Bible, okay, the Holy Bible, about the Israelites, okay, the Israelites, okay, who were held captive by Pharaoh in the land of Egypt, okay, and after after receiving, okay, the 12th plague, okay, from the Creator, the Most High. I think the last one was actually when uh God allowed this to happen, to allow all the firstborns, I think, of all the Egyptians to pass away, okay, because Pharaoh, okay, was being very stubborn, okay, he didn't want to let the Israelites go. But after the last one, he finally said, okay, I'm now going to let um, the Israelites leave Egypt, okay, although after he did um, finally agreed to letting the Israelites go. Okay, he then, um, you know, um, came up with a plan to go after them. Okay, and to kill them. All right, to kill the Israelites. All right. But obviously that plan unfortunately uh, wasn't successful, because in the end, um, Allah the Creator saved the Israelites. Okay, and if you read the text, you know that Pharaoh and his men died. Okay, while um, the Israelites were crossing the Red Sea. And if you have to put it in today's context, what I have learned, okay, from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, okay, as I said earlier, he's the leader of the Nation of Islam, which is a religious organization in America. He made a statement. He says, "Look, a free man is a dangerous man. Okay, a free man is a dangerous man to and again, in this case, if we have to refer to what is going on with the plight of black people. He said that a free man is a dangerous man to the Caucasian man. And again, I came across another video, okay, that was published by them. Okay, this one was published by um, Mohammed Mosque, number 61. Okay, and the name of the video, okay, is called "The Nations Are Angry and Thy Wrath is Come." Okay, and if we want to study, okay, the economies of the countries, okay, of the developing countries, okay, you find they're not doing very well. All right. uh Now, and I'm gonna tell you this plain and simply, okay, that the systems of this world, okay, which is the educational, economical, political, and religious systems, okay, are all have all failed. They're all coming down, okay, because these systems, okay, were built on falsehood, okay, although the Most High um, built the universe in truth and in love, okay, obviously that is not what's happening at the moment, okay. The spirit of the world is death, um and obviously Satan had to, when he rebelled against the Most High, he wanted to build his world, but he couldn't build his world on truth, okay. And he had to find another way to build his world, okay, and which is based on falsehood, um okay. And and even if you were to read Psalms 82 verse 6, uh, King David, okay, he actually said, okay, in the verse, he said that the foundations of this world is completely out of course, and a lot of people are still, he said, that that people are walking in darkness, all right. And if you want to study, okay, the economies of the developing world, and you go back into history up to today, okay, the riches of the West, okay, have been gained, specifically, I would say, from slavery, colonism, and genocide, okay. And also the they have done that, okay, by the chaining of the mind through the matrix, which is made up of belief systems, um, philosophies, ideologies, and teachings of white supremacy. For example, you know, you have to go back in the past and remember, okay, what the missionaries did, okay, when they went to places like Africa, okay, fed our forefathers, or our ancestors lies, okay, in the name of the cross, okay, which is man-made, okay. um and remember that that they then took our forefathers, okay, from Africa, like for example Africa, stripped them of their name, religion, identity, culture, okay, and knowledge of God, okay. And even though, okay, we are physically free, um you know a lot of us are not free mentally, okay, because of the matrix, okay. um and if you want, and as I said, if you were um to study, okay, the economies, all right, of the developing countries, as well as countries, okay, in Africa, okay, a lot of them who are now independent, okay, from the Western governments, okay, such as like from like the United Kingdom, Spain, and so forth. Okay, um, the way that things are going on, like the westernized countries are still acting like a pharaoh, okay, or like in pharaoh's energy, okay, because although these Western countries, all right, have allowed a lot of countries, okay, to become independent. They still have a huge grip, okay, on the economies of these countries. There's no equal give and take, okay, in the relationships, okay, that the relationship, I should say, that's going on between westernized countries and those countries that have become independent. Okay, um, and that the Western countries, okay, are still benefiting, okay, and as a result, they are becoming richer, and those countries are becoming of developing countries, and places like Africa are becoming poorer, okay, um, and again, as I said earlier, it is due to the westernized political and economical systems, okay, and that is why you've got the Barbados Prime Minister okay, Motley, who highlights those problems frequently, okay, when she uh, um, in her speeches, okay, addressed uh, to world leaders, okay, um, and again, she emphasizes the point that although her country, Barbados, and a lot of other independent countries, as well as countries in Africa, are still expected to, like have that begging bowl, okay, in their hand, okay, when it comes to economic or political matters. Now, I just want that, and again, that's something that I just want you, to know, okay, that unfortunately, these things are not going to get better. They're not going to get better, and you can see what's happening now, especially in terms of of when it comes to immigration matters. Because look at what the latest speech President Trump made, okay, in what he's planning to do, okay, to curb migrants from coming to the country and so forth. All right. Um, and also with all the rules, the new rules and regulations. Okay. And if you were to watch these videos which I mentioned earlier, okay, where a lot of the topics are regarding migration or about immigration, it's issues. Okay, you will notice that there's been a lot of changes happening. Okay, not only in this country, but America, Canada, Australia, and so forth, but all across Europe. Okay, there are huge changes going on. Okay, um, and you know what? When I um analyze, all these things that's going on right now, all these changes that are happening in terms of immigration. It just reminds me of the story again about uh, the Israelites, Moses, Pharaoh, um, and in terms of this the exodus of people, okay, but you see, while this thing that's happening now is going to be an exodus for black people, okay, and people of color, the most high, and people maybe say, okay, well, you know, with look at what how we've what our forefathers have suffered, what black people are still going through now in terms of not still not like receiving real justice, real peace, real equality, as well I could say for people of color because they're all part of the 12 tribes of Israel as well, from what I've learned as I go along my spiritual journey. But you know what? Um, the Most High, okay, Allah the Creator, okay, He's allowing these things to happen because what He wants is He wants us to wake up and smell the coffee for those who are still asleep. That's why in Psalm 82 verse 6, King David said that the foundations of the earth is all out of course. Okay, people are still walking in darkness. He wants us to wake up and smell the coffee and to stop relying okay on another race, okay, um to do for us what we have the ability to do for ourselves, okay. And this is what the Most High, not only for as a people but as individuals as well. He wants us to become self-sufficient, okay, because this is what the journey, life's journey is all about. Okay, it's about not only about love, but it's supposed to be about self. Okay, being self-reliant, doing things for yourself, and not relying on someone else to do for you what you are able to do for yourself. Okay, you know, and now, and if we me being like a spiritual being having a human experience and being on a spiritual path, okay, um I know that some people say, oh, it's a difficult thing to do, but if nothing is impossible, okay, if you have God present in your life, okay. And again, if you were to refer to Psalm 37 verse 25, okay, King David says in this verse, he says, I have been young and now I'm old. I have never seen the righteous forsaken or begging bread. You know, and from my personal experience, when I became homeless, I lost part of my memory. I didn't remember who I was, my name. I had no form of identity on me. I must admit that the Most High has had always provided for me, and even today, even though I have come so far, I have so much to be grateful for, okay, to the Most High, and he has always provided for me. He has always provided for my basic needs, okay, because the Most High, He knows our wants and our needs. Okay, even though we may need something straight away, but sometimes some things come through divine timing. You know, so he knows, and now I know, okay, that there have been talk about what they call reparations, okay, because I remember watching um some videos, okay, of the past published by the Nation of Islam, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had proposed the U.S. government, as well as um the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, even Malcolm X, talking about reparations. Okay, and I think this is something that is still being talked about today, discussed, okay, in the like in the House of Commons and things like that. But it is a bit controversial, okay, because a lot of people, although some may agree to this, a lot of people might say no. Like if you were to go back and check the amount of what what black people and people of color have been put through, especially from the time of slavery even up to today, that no money can compensate, okay, for what we have gone through as a people, and I remember um, uh, um, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, okay, the leader of the Nation of Islam. I remember he once said something about how the U.S. government wanted to compensate um, the Native Red American Indians for what they had suffered in the past at the hand of, Caucasian people of the white race, and the Native American Indians, they said no. They said that that no matter whatever money that's been offered, they will not accept it. They just see it as like blood money. And they said that not only that the U.S. government can't compensate for the loss of life, but they also said that look at what has happened to the land, um, the elements, I mean the air, the water, and so forth, because they are although they're seen as an indigenous people, but they are very much connected, no, to the earth, to the and they just felt that it was like sort of like an insult, and I think um in the case of reparations, okay, for black people, a lot of black people are going to say, no, 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 whatever, no matter whatever money, okay, that even if all the countries, or okay, as a whole across Europe, or those who like Spain and France, okay, Italy, and all these countries, okay, they wanted to pay for what has happened, okay, because obviously they too had some um, part, okay, in the slave trade to this. They all gained, okay, through that. But a lot of black people, are gonna say no. We don't want that. I mean, whatever you give, you know, I mean, and even if they were to pay an amount, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the countries of the West would end up being bankrupt as a result. Because I mean, and even today, as I said, we are still, we still are suffering from the effect of what has happened in the past. Okay, um, and again, as I've said before, that because a lot of the systems of the world, okay, were built on lies, deceit, trickery, okay, and bloodshed, okay, and as a result, okay, this system of things, okay, uh, they are all under judgment, okay. We are um, in judgment season. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of truth, justice, of a revelation, okay. And um, if you are on a spiritual path or religious path, all right, you will, or I'm sure you must have come across or heard about the beast, okay, in the book of Revelation, which represents the countries of the West, okay, such as Britain, France, I believe Germany or Spain and Italy, okay, um, and that's why uh, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, of the leader of the Nation of Islam, he said that the nations are angry, God's wrath has come, because these countries are under judgment, okay, because of what they've done and what they're still continuing to do, and as black people and people of color, okay, we are the real children of Israel, okay, okay and and if you were to read Psalms 2 verses 4, okay, it goes on to say how God has uh um began to make, he's going to cause the countries, or people, okay, who have um uh um, allowed his people to suffer, okay, he is going to cause uh, these these men, okay, these kings, those leaders, okay, he is going to cause them to be in derision, okay, which means that um, he's going to make them a laughing stock, and you know, in time to come, okay, it's already, I would say it's already happening now, but it's even going to get is going to be more apparent, okay, that the Most High is going to make those countries of the West a laughing stock, okay, um, and again, you know, if you were to um read about the current issue, what is going on right now. I found out, okay, while you know, like strolling through the YouTube channel, that that um that oil, okay, was discovered in near Grenada, a small island in the Caribbean, and um, Grenada refuses, okay, to do business, any business deals, okay, with America and the UK, okay, and also I mean, look at the value of the pound and the dollar, how it's all decreasing, okay, and that's why in the past you had like when Saddam Hussein was alive, from what I have learned, that he because the value of the dollar, the US dollar, is so low, that he didn't want to um um when he didn't want uh his oil to be bought in US dollars, okay, and that, I mean, is just a story on its own, okay, where that's why, you know, the relationship between um the US and Iraq declined as a result. Okay, and you know, and even now you find out the West, especially you know, America, they're not winning any wars anymore. You know, so I mean, these are just things. Okay, that's just, you could just, these are just you know, things that you can just sort of look at these and just say, okay, yeah, you know, that you know, there is something there to say that why, you know, these things are happening, why they just, things are just, the, oh, the economies are just going down, even though they try and create an illusion that, you know, like, you know, like they have some way, okay, these new leaders now, they have some way of fixing these economies, but it's not going to happen, okay, the Most High is not going to allow it because of what has happened in the past, because they're all under judgment. So now, as a people, okay, um, we need to turn back to the Creator. Okay, we need to turn, wake up, smell the coffee, turn back to the Creator to help us to come out of Babylon, okay, the so-called matrix, okay, in order for us to uh, uh, um, have real peace, to find real peace, okay, and to also bring some form of unity, um, or brotherhood or sisterhood, okay, but it all starts with us, okay, as an individual, okay, our to go within, okay, go into hermit mode, turn back to the Most High, um so that he can give us the guidance that we need, okay, um and so that it could be then spread, this, because when you turn back to the Creator, okay, you have that relationship with him, okay, he's going to reveal more about yourself, okay, and by loving yourself, that is then going to spread out to your family, communities, and then to society, and then the world, okay, because the Most High, okay, he wants us as a people to be free mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, okay, and in the book of Revelation, John the Revelator, okay, in Revelation chapter 18, okay, um he's there. He says that he heard a voice, okay, and this was from heaven, okay. The Most High is trying to tell us to come out of her. He says in the verse, it says he John the Revelator, okay, he says that he heard a voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people," okay, and this her um John the Revelator is referring to is Babylon, okay, the matrix, the worldly system of things. Okay, because and everything that is happening in regards to immigration is meant to happen. Okay, these things are meant to happen. Okay, uh, if you go back in time, okay, there are many signs, okay, many signs, okay, that is now that um have led up to the current events of what is happening now. Okay, for example, and this is in terms of like immigration, because I've listed a few here. I mean, for example, especially in this country, in the United Kingdom or in Britain, okay, you had the Enoch Powell's Rivers of Blood speech, okay, in 1968. You had Margaret Thatcher's interview, okay, in 1978, which caused shockwaves throughout Britain, especially among the Black community. Okay, then uh, you have a Brexit, okay, and the most talked about issue was immigration, okay. Then you have the Windrush scandal, okay, and now you have changes to legal migration, um, for care workers, for example, under the skilled work visa route, are not permitted to bring their children to the UK. All right, there's a lot of changes as well. If you were to meet someone abroad, okay, who you want to be your spouse or husband, I should say, vice versa. All right, there's been a lot. Even like if you a British man and they say like you have children that were born abroad, okay, it's different from some like for a woman, an English woman who have children that were born abroad. It's too different, it's so, and a lot of people consider that to be unfair, as well as a lot of the things that has happened, not only um in this country, but all across Europe. Okay, where you also find that I learned that a lot of the far right, or there's a far right movement going on at the moment, and a lot of them are gaining power, and that's creating a lot of changes in regards to migration. Okay, in places not only in Europe but also in America, Canada, Australia, and even um now, okay, what I've learned, okay, that a lot of countries now are offering a lot of like people money. Okay, some of these people have been here for years, okay, who have even got some form of status there. A lot of them have been offered money to leave. For example, like Sweden is offering, from what I've learned, 34,000 US dollars for people who now want to leave to go back to, I guess, to the Caribbean. Okay. And so, when I look at all these things, um, and if you hear about these things or want to know more about what is going on right now in terms of migration and immigration, all these things, okay, just see it for me not as an insult. I think years ago people saw it as an insult, especially when that time when Margaret Thatcher, okay, wanted to pay a lot of West Indian people to go back, to the Caribbean, and a lot of people, uh, people, especially as well the Caribbean leaders at that time, they felt that it was an insult. But you know what? To be honest with you, I think we should see it as more as a blessing, because now is the time, as I say, that we need to have faith, hope, and trust in the divine, because as I said, that these westernized countries are now under judgment because of what they did in the past, because obviously the of what because as I said, a lot of their riches were gained, okay, through genocide, through slavery, okay, through deceit, trickery, and so forth. And uh, 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 um, and a foundation uh, which was built, or I would say like an economy that was based that um, or built, I should say, on falsehood will never stand. Okay, it will never stand. All right. So now is the time to have faith, hope, trust in the divine. Okay, and because he will never leave us. He will never um leave us. Okay, he will always provide for us. Okay, and if you were to, I mean, remember the story of the Israelites, even though the Israelites were led into the desert, okay, what did he do? He provided food for them. He was able to like uh, um uh, allow, or I would say, be able to make water come up through a rock and things like that. And even that's why I remember I recall when the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, okay, when that time when like they were uh, um, uh, asking the U.S. government, okay, to provide not only to like to give black people or to pay rap, reparations, okay, for what black people had suffered in America, but also like they were asking the U.S. government to give them a piece of land or something like that, where they can, like like how produce their own food and so forth. And I remember the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said, once you have faith, hope, and trust in the Most High, anything is possible. Once they have once they are given what they want, okay, by the U.S. government, they know they have enough faith, okay, that whatever they have, okay, they will always be provided for by the Most High. Okay, so now you, the viewer, okay, if you are black person or person of color, okay, you know, I just want you to consider this, okay? Because I know that right now a lot of people um are relying, thinking that like whether maybe if Kamala had become president, like a lot of things you know, would change and whatever. But other day we must put our faith in the Most High, okay, not in man. And these things, you see, that's why I always say and I always believe, that when um Obama became president, there was things that um okay, Obama had to learn, being a black person, being a president, as well as there were some things that he wanted to show to the white race as well, okay, to the Caucasian man. And one of the things, and I do believe that one of the reasons why, okay, Kamala Harris didn't win is because a lot of people are awakening now. They know that politics itself is a facade, okay, and a lot of them are seeing through the illusions, and they've just concluded that at the end of the day that that it doesn't matter whether someone is white, black, whether it doesn't matter whether it's this person is a man or woman. Once they go into the White House, or if they become prime minister, okay, they, even if they have the best interests at heart, okay, to make a change, at the end of the day, they're not the ones pulling the strings. Okay, there's a lot of people in the background. Okay, and they are just picked. Okay, as an individual, all right, to represent the country. Okay, um, so let's not just let us put our faith and our trust in the Most High. Okay, um, to redeem us, okay, and to help us to create that heaven that we've been asking for, okay, that um, which is okay. These are the verses in the Lord's Prayer, which is the most popular prayer. This was the prayer that the Jesus of 2,000 years ago taught his disciples. Okay, if we want a heaven to come on this earth, okay, then we need to turn back to the Most High and not to put our trust and faith and our hope in man. Okay, because as King David said, okay, in his verse, he says that all men are liars. All men are liars. Men of high degree are vanity. No, he said, no, men of high degree are liars, and men of low degree are vanity, and altogether they're just above vanity. Things like that. So, so we need to put our trust in the Most High, okay? And and again, when all these things are happening, okay, it's also a test as well, okay? He's testing us to see where do we still want to because he allowed Obama to become president, and look at what's happened. Look at how people were dissatisfied, okay, with his performance as president. You see, and all these things are just tests from the Creator to say, like, still, who are who do we put our trust in? Do we still want to put our trust in man, or do we want to put trust in him? Because it's only he that can save us. He's the only one that we can get salvation from. Because at the end of the day, Babylon is fallen. Babylon it represents the it's to do with the matrix, okay, the worldly systems, you know, and uh, and we are living in hell at the moment, because a lot of people think that hell is somewhere that is underneath the earth or somewhere. Hell is the current system of things, the matrix itself, the Babylon system is hell. We are in hell at this present moment. And where is heaven? I mean, we've always been taught that heaven is somewhere up there, but where? I mean, I've learned from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, if the Earth, the planet Earth rotates, okay, it's rotating, all right. So one time, whatever is up is coming down. Whatever is down will go up. So where is heaven? And if we are praying for a heaven to come on this earth. We are destiny is in our hands. It's not out there somewhere. It's not like in fantasy land. We are co-creators of our own destiny. Destiny is in our hands. Destiny is the decisions and the choices we make for our life. Okay, so and if we want, and obviously, in order for us to bring that heaven, to create this heaven on this earth, we need God's presence. We need to have a connection with the Most High to help us to um, to build this foundation, to create this foundation that we need, okay, which is going to be successful. Okay, so it doesn't mean that when you go through life there aren't going to be challenges and obstacles, because um, they could also be um, test, okay, from the divine, okay, to see again where our loyalty lies. All right. So but if you have faith, trust, and hope in the Most High, He will give us the tools, the wisdom, and the power that we need to overcome these obstacles, okay, and challenges. Okay. And as I said earlier, that as this gentleman, Ralph Smart, says, okay, from Infinite Waters, he says, the only person that can save you is yourself, okay, with God's help, God's guidance, okay, to help you become a free man, all right, to become independent, you know, um, and to give you the wisdom, the power, okay, that you need to create this your heaven on earth. Because as Jesus of 2,000 years ago said, that the kingdom is in it within us, okay, it's not out there somewhere, is within us, okay, because slowly and surely this world system or systems is fading away in front of our very eyes. Okay, because as I said, the systems of the world is under judgment right now, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. All right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed listening, watching this video, and I hope again that you wake up, okay, and heed the call, okay, and do what is necessary, all right, in order for you to create your heaven on this earth, okay. And once again, I'd like to thank all my viewers, my supporters, my subscribers, anyone that's tuned into my channel who have also watched my other videos and readings out. If you haven't had a chance, please do so, okay. And if you did enjoy listening or watching to this video, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe or share, or just leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.